Hi boys and girls, today we are going to be working on a Wayne Thiebaud inspired gumball machine. Alright, so this one you will need a pencil and I use a black permanent marker to do my outlining. If you don't have that, you can use a black crayon or just a regular black marker. When you're coloring in, you will need your primary and secondary colors. So this one I use primary and secondary colors to color in the gumballs. You'll also need a gray or a silver for the metal parts too, and your tracer for your gumball machine. So depending on your paper, it will determine the size of your tracer. So if you have a small paper, you might want to use a cup. So I'm going to use this plate here, and you want to go towards the top because we need to get the body of the gumball machine in here. So I'm going to pull it down just a bit, and you're going to trace your circle. Okay, so once we have this part, we're going to start building the bottom here, the base. So right about here and here, think of it as you're giving this person a collar, right? So just going to curve down and come along this curve and curl it back up. All right. After that, we're going to pull down diagonal lines. So starting right about here, I'm just going to pull down, and this will determine how tall your gumball machine is. So if you have the space, you might have a taller one. While we're here, we're just going to do a slight curve from one side to the other, okay? So now we pretty much have the base in. We don't have the finished part here, but we will do that after. Let's now work on the coin section. So the coin goes into this little piece here, and then this is your little dial, right, that you turn. So you can see after I do paint or something, I sometimes go back and outline it again. It just cleans it up. All right, so let's start with that. So come down about 3 fingers or so, and you're just going to draw about the size of a quarter. Draw your circle there, and then split it in half. That's where we're going to put our cone. Now, around this, we're going to put an upside down U. So I'm going to come down a little bit, and I'm just using my eye to judge. I'm just going to make an upside down U going around that coin slot there. All right, now that we have this in, now we're going to put in like a C. We're going to start here. And if you want to turn your paper, you could go this way and just get a nice big C in. All right. So that C connects from both points here at the bottom of that U. So we use an upside down U and then a C. So inside here, we're going to put a little circle here, and then these 2 little rectangles, or they're almost like a bow shape. That's the dial. All right. Now, we could put another section around this, like a square around this. This one, you may see this. Ooh, that one I came a little close, so I'm just kind of using my eyes. We're just going around this, and let's see, if I was in pencil, I could fix that, right? So this is where we put our money, and we spin that dial. Underneath, use my finger, I'm going to come here and come straight down and past about a finger length, and then another one. Think of another 11. Look, it makes the letter H here. See that? It comes past this line. So what we're going to do now inside this line is we're going to start on the left side, and we're just going to scoop up, making like a upside down rainbow there, and just color this in. And that's where the gumball comes out. Now, we have these lines coming out, right? So we can curve and connect those. So that's that little lip there. So we put in our coin, we turn, and it comes out in this little black area. So right here, I'm going to come back out. Okay, and this is going to be my base. So I'm just adding another layer there. Alright, so that is going to be the base of the gumball machine. Let's go to the top and give it its hat here. This little section here looks like a hat. We're just going to curve up and over to the other side. We're going to do 2 of those. The next one's going to be a little smaller, so I'm going to come in a little bit and go over. So once you have that right in the middle, I'm going to give it a little round rainbow, right? A little upside down rainbow there. And at this point, you can start drawing in circles. Now, if you make your gumball small, you're going to have a lot of coloring to do. And it depends on how many gumballs you put in your machine, right? Some of you may have a lot of gumballs. Some of you might only have a few. Now down here you might not see the whole gumball. You might only see a section of it. So you can mix those up and just put in as many gumballs as you want. I'm going to have a couple coming up here a little higher. Maybe a couple over here. Alright, so you can fill it as high as you want. You may want to fill the whole thing up. Now, in the center, there's a little metal piece that comes down. So imagine here, it's coming down straight to the gumball machines. Gumballs, sorry. This piece here connects to the top, okay, that holds that top in place. If you have it outlined, if you're working in pencil, your next step would be to go ahead and outline everything black. Once that is finished, you are ready to go in and color. So choose a color for your gumball machine. I like using the red. I like the color red on the gumball machines. It's just nice and bright. And then I like to put primary and secondary color gumballs in. I've done it with just primary colors too, just your red, yellow, and blue. But it's fun to have all the colors doing orange, green, and purple as well. Depends on how many gumballs you have, right? So I'm using paint on this, but you may use whatever you have. If you have crayons, then you can go in and color, or colored pencils, and then at the end you may want to outline it with your black crayon. If you're using colored pencils, you can go in later and outline it with a marker. So we're just going to paint this. Now your silver, if you don't have a silver marker, you may want to use a gray marker. You could even use a pencil if you don't have any gray, right? So, or a silver. Silver is tough. So gray or silver or colored pencil. Don't forget that this top is going to be the same color as the base. So while I have my paints, I'm going to get this part in for me, my gray, I don't have a silver, but oh wait a minute, I think I have a silver, but this is a paint pen. I'm not sure if this one is working. You know what I want to do? I do want to give this the same color as the Gumball machine. And then the rest of this is all metal. Let's see if this is working. Oh, it is. Alright, so I have this silver paint pen. It's going to cover some of my lines, so I'm going to have to go back and fix some of my black lines here. So this whole piece is going to be silver or gray. This is the metal. So I want to get this all colored in. Take your time when you're going around all your small pieces. If you outlined, you want to go slow around your black lines. Oops. Spread this out a little faster. This is a paint marker, so it is covering those black lines. Alright, now this also is going to be metal. So you would have to go in here. And if yours is smaller, then it won't take as long. This one I made was pretty tall. So I have a lot to do here. Now, the other thing that I want to do silver is this little piece right down the center. Alright, so now that I have my silver finished, I need to go back. I need to outline this because I went over my lines. So I may have to wait a minute. It's still a little wet, so I'm going to let that dry. Now you can have fun coloring in all your gumballs. So I'm going to start with the blue. And what I like to do is just go in and choose one color first and just mix them up. I don't want all the blues in one space. I want some balance, right? So I'm mixing them up in different areas. Make sure I have some blue in all different parts of my gumball machine. Let's see, let's use this yellow. And then go in, start getting your yellows in. So I'm starting with my primary colors first. And then I can go in and fill in with some secondary colors. Let's see. Let's go to red. So go ahead and color yours. And you can share. You can send it to me through an email or share on Twitter. I would love to see your gumball machines. So this one's a lot of fun, and summer is coming, so I hope you enjoy coloring in your gumballs. I'm going to move and add some more of the secondary colors in. All right, what about some orange? Oh, I don't have any purple in there yet, so I have to make sure I leave a couple there. Oh, looks like I only have two. I only have two purple gumballs. I could always add more if I wanted, so go ahead and color yours in, and then you can decide if you want to add more gumballs. You may only want to do primary colors, or you may choose to do the primary and secondary colors. I'm going to try to do this one with a thicker. It's not going on this one yet. I'll have to come back to this one, let it dry, and give it another coat of that black. All right. Well, have fun making your gumball machines. I can't wait to see them. Have a good day.